Hello, everyone, and welcome to I'm the Best, the tier list podcast. My name is Jeffofthemellows, and once again, I am being joined by my co-host Likunmiffery. Hello, Lycus.
That's right, baby. How's it going?
That's right, baby. And today we are joined by special guest Darkrealm7.
I am Miguel. Hello.
We're here, of course, tier listing and debating. We will be arguing over today's topic, which is the best, who is the worst, the original 151 plus Mega Evolutions, Gen 1 of Pokemon. I don't know the region name. Somebody help.
Kanto.
True. So as it is, it's pretty straightforward. We see Bulbasaur here. We decide where Bulbasaur goes, and right off the bat, I'm going to go with B. Any disagrees?
Yeah. That's right on the money.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Any strong opinions, just let me know. Ivysaur, I think, is also a
same.
B, right?
I was kind of thinking A tier. For a second stage starter, it's got a pretty solid design.
I don't know if we're curving for being a second stage starter though.
Yeah, I mean we will a little bit, but some second stages are worse, i.e. Metapod, you know?
Oh yeah.
So we'll get there when we get there, but
Are we doing ordered tiers for this one?
I don't know what that means.
Are we doing like the order they go in determines the order we prefer them?
Oh no.
Okay.
All right. Venusaur.
A, I think.
I think it's good.
I think it's a good step above, a good culmination of the line.
The poison grass type is very good, very overpowered, good starter, great starter even.
Especially Gen 1.
I'm on like the A-B line for it.
Also, Gen 1 gym battles, it's very good for the early gyms. Being water,
True.
rock, and I can't remember what the other one is.
I sadly still have not experienced any of the Gen 1 games myself.
Poison type Pokemon will also try to poison it, and they'll fail because they don't read its second type as poison in Gen 1.
This is funny. Very true. Alright, Mega Venusaur. Where are we at?
I think also A.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little much, but I feel like it's still good. It's like as good.
Yeah.
Visually, it doesn't look very different. Its defense stat goes pretty high up, but other than that, it's mostly the same.
Just
Charmander?
a little overgrown.
I actually have a pretty controversial opinion on Charmander and Charizard in general.
I think Charmander's fine. Like, I think Charmander's a solid, like, B. Like, Charmander itself. I
disagree, especially for early game. Again, it's Rock Gym and Water Gym. Very, very not helpful. Any other thoughts on that one, buddy?
I think I could satisfactorily compromise on a C.
I could do a C, but I will not go higher for Charmander. And I think that, from a standpoint, I think Lizard number 2 is probably a B tier in my opinion, and then I'm just going to jump straight to Charizard and put him in an A, and put X at S and Y at A.
I agree with those.
I think that's a little high for Charizard and Charizard Y.
I don't know.
I think like dragon-like Pokemon are done way better by like every other one.
I agree. But I don't think that it's... To put Charizard on the same level as Bulbasaur feels a bit weird. I can definitely see it for regular Charizard as opposed to Charizard Y. Mind you, Charizard is still only 5'7" tall.
True.
So he's pretty short as well.
Whoa.
Very, very, very overrated Pokemon. Not the most overrated, but very, very, very overrated. Useless Pokemon. Not a fan. Charizard, Mega Charizard X is only an S in my opinion because he looks cooler and, gotta love that blue-black combo. As far as usefulness goes, he's about the same as the other Charizards.
Pretty much the same reasons from me on that.
Yeah. Squirtle!
I think also B.
Squirtle!
Yeah.
Love him. Squirtle Squad. Any Indigo League watchers will love Squirtle, as well as Batman Bulbasaur, of course.
True.
Charmander gets his tail wet and cries because he's a little bitch.
True.
A War Turtle.
I can't decide on whether on A or B for me, because it's a really solid design, but...
It's a solid design, and he's about... I honestly would say B, because he's just as useful
something
as regular Squirtle. He's nothing special.
Yeah, I think it's perfect to have him there.
Blastoise, on the other hand.
I like it a lot. I think it's an A tier.
You think Blastoise is an A tier?
Yeah, way more solidly than I think Charizard's an A tier. I think the design is significantly more interesting.
That is very true.
Yeah,
He's a turtle.
it would
with
feel
guns.
weird to put Venusaur in A and Blastoise in B.
Well, Venusaur is very useful. I don't know what... Because they gave them second typings. Does Blastoise have a second type?
No.
I didn't think so. I thought it was just water.
It's weird. It's weird because Bulbasaur has its second type at the start too.
Yeah, that's true. No, Mega Blastoise, on the other hand, I have a very differing opinion on. I think, especially as far as Mega Evolutions go, it's very weak and very, like, non-unique. It's like a step away from regular Blastoise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I go back and forth on whether I think the bigger guns thing is a good or a bad thing. Because I don't know. I don't know. I guess I go between thinking it's over-designed and thinking it's cool.
It's definitely cool when you're using, like, water gun or whatever, and it comes out of the cannon.
Yeah, like hydro pump, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I definitely don't think it's as good as regular Blastoise. I prefer regular Blastoise to this any day. It's not as good as Charizard X, and it's definitely not as good as Venusaur, in my opinion.
I think it's an easy B.
Yeah, it's in like a weird limbo between feeling over-designed and under-designed at the same time.
I agree. It feels almost like tacked on. And they
didn't do enough with the bottom half. They just focused on the shell.
I kind of have the same opinion on this one as I do for Mega Venusaur, where they feel like more they feel more like secondary ideas compared to Charizard X and Charizard Y. But even Charizard Y feels like it's just Charizard, but like a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand completely.
So far, I think it's mostly it. I think that regular Blastoise looks better than Mega Blastoise.
Yeah.
Okay, Caterpie.
I don't know. It's not like repulsive, but like
that's true.
It's boring.
I think D is like the lowest that we could go for like a general positive towards it. Not offensive, but nothing crazy special.
Right. I think that, as far as like its moves go, being mostly String Shot and Tackle, not exactly the best Pokemon. And coming up on the worst Pokemon, one of my least favorite Pokemon in the entirety of Gen 1.
Oh,
what do you guys think?
Yeah, they should have done something cool. They should have done something cool with it, like they did with Kakuna.
Yeah.
Its design is pretty boring. Facing off against it, where it is most of the time in the games it features in, is incredibly annoying, and actually using it yourself is also just as annoying.
Well, and I have some Pokemon that follow the same rule as this motherfucker later on, and we'll get to them, and I have some very angry opinions on them. However, Butterfree, on the other hand...
Butterfree is cool. I think it's a B tier. Butterfree is cool.
And I
would say B.
I think going back to the classic episode of Indigo League, Bye Bye Butterfree, it's pretty iconic Pokemon. I mean, right up there with Gen 1. When you think Gen 1, I think Butterfree. It's like the bug Pokemon other than Beedrill that sticks out in my mind. The Weedle.
I'd say it's like same deal as Caterpie.
Yeah, it's just
He is just
It's
mostly
not as-
retextured Caterpie.
It's not as elegant as Caterpie, but he makes up for it with looking like a little goofy.
Yeah, he's pretty iconic as far as like your first Pokemon that you catch go as well. Kakuna.
I think Kakuna and Beedrill are pretty easy Bs. I like that they gave him like a tie. It's just a cool way to spice up like the bug like chrysalis design, you know?
I agree.
It's also kind of like foreshadowing like what it's gonna be. Like it's not just there like Metapod. It is waiting to turn into a bee that will just eviscerate you.
Right, and it does look
Yeah,
really
and I mean
evil.
Beedrill isn't good, but Beedrill looks cool. So
Beedrill is like before Butterfree, Beedrill, in my opinion, is the iconic bug type Pokemon. Like this is what I think of when I think bug, and then Butterfree. So I definitely think that B is a good tier for Beedrill. Now Mega Beedrill, on the other hand, I think maybe a little bit higher. I don't know about you guys.
I think it's over designed, but I think it's good. You know? Like I think it's good that it's over designed.
He's kind of got a lot going on. It's hard for me to rate it negatively because it reminds me of the Queen Bee from Terraria.
Yeah.
And I really, really like that boss, and I don't know why. Mega Beedrill always stands out in my head as like one of the Mega Pokemon that I always forget exists, but as soon as I remember, I'm like, oh, that's cool, I forgot about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas, you know,
I like it a lot.
When I think about
It
Mega
lands solidly
Blastoise,
in A.
when I think about Mega Blastoise, I think of a Mega Pokemon I will never use, and I will never forget. I know it exists, and I know I will never use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same.
Pidgey, the bird.
Also D.
C.
We got a little bit of a discrepancy between C and D. I would put it in D because it's just a bird, and you'll see coming up that that's a theme.
I think Pidgeot and Mega Pidgeot can go higher because I think they're just sleek. I don't know. But like Pidgey and Pidgeotto are just boring.
I definitely.
I said C just because Spearow is just worsely designed than it.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true either. If I'm going to pick between one of the two, I think I'm always going to go with Spearow and Fearow. Also, Fearow, in my opinion, looks way better than Pidgeotto. Or Pidgeot,
We got our
I guess.
artistic differences coming into the play now.
I mean, I think
Spice things up.
Mega Pidgeot is good. Like, I think it's a good design, and I think it's cool.
I do think that it's right up there with Beedrill, if
Yeah.
anything at least. And I think Pidgeot is... I really like the feathers on top of its head.
I don't know. For a couple of the Mega designs, the sprite art that we're using here kind of is very generous to them.
This is very true. Rattata. I think we're pretty, right?
I think we have to put it in D. I don't think it's worse than the other ones.
I think it's a rat, but it's purple.
I don't know. I don't think that's less interesting than the other ones.
That's
I don't
true,
think it's E.
but I'm definitely putting Raticate at E. It is a disappointing evolution. It is a useless evolution. And it is even more of a rat than the purple one, but it's brown like a regular rat and not even purple anymore.
It's pretty true.
I mean, the Alolan Raticate looks very good.
Are we doing those in there with the rest of their generation?
Yes. We won't be
Okay.
doing those in this one. Okay, here comes the Spearow debate. I honestly would put it in C, or maybe...
I think
If
this is
we're
about the best you can get with like a here's just a regular animal that exists in real life.
I still feel like it's weird to put Spearow above Pidgey.
I mean, I don't know.
I think we can put Fear. I feel like Fearow in C is better than putting Spearow in C.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, Ekans.
Just a snake. I don't know. At D.
I agree. Arbok, on the other hand, I really like.
I think it's cool.
I don't know.
I think it's
either
like
C
a
or
B.
B.
I think it's like Beedrill, kind of cool.
It is kind of Beedrill, like
Yeah.
kind of cool. Also, you
And
know,
it's the anime. James has one, so
that's true.
or Jesse. James has Weezing. Jesse has has Arbok.
Female Pikachu.
What do we think?
That is such a horrible take.
I don't think so at all. I think it is the most overrated Pokemon. It's not even the best electric type in Generation 1. It is overrated as hell. It's ridiculously hard to find for no reason. It just became the icon for Pokemon because Ash has one, and I really don't like Pikachu.
I think it goes in D. I don't know. It's boring.
It is not
ones.
But here's my thing. Pikachu is a Pokemon that not only has appeared in every generation, but gets a copy of it in every generation, and especially in the early generations, is very useful. At the end of the day, it is a mouse. It is just as, mouse-like as Rattata, but it's harder to find, harder to catch, and its evolution is not better. It's slightly better, but it's not better.
I still think we got
Spearow are just birds, and they're in D tier.
I still think we got to put Pikachu in D with the other ones. I don't know. It's not repulsively bad.
Yeah, Pikachu next to Metapod is just not something that should exist.
It's just bland.
But would you rather have Pidgey be the icon for Pokemon or Pikachu?
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
When you ask someone who doesn't play Pokemon,
No, I'm not saying
Pokemon?
it is. I'm saying I'd rather it be Pikachu than Pidgey. I'm not saying Pidgey is. What are we talking about?
I don't know. I think that Pidgey would make a better icon for Pokemon than Pikachu.
No.
Raichu should be below Pikachu, though.
No.
Yes, Raichu
I
is
like Raichu
fatter
less.
Pikachu. Oh, shit.
I think this is a pretty easy Pikachu in D, and Raichu either in D or C.
I'm not gonna lie. I just remembered that the fat Pikachu card exists, and I'm sold on D.
Okay, good. That works for me.
That one definitely does bring me joy, but I cannot stand Pikachu. It is a very annoying
I have that
Pokemon.
card. I'd have to look through my stuff.
We can redeem Raichu with a Alolan Raichu later, which is peak.
Alolan Raichu is very peak. Also, Pikachu is another one that has too many Pokemon cards and also learns things like Iron Tail and Fly sometimes.
Surf,
yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why this is the flagship Pokemon, but it is. I do not like
it. It has a surfboard sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, Sandshrew.
I think it's pretty C. I think it's pretty good C.
I agree. Sandslash.
I think Sandslash is a pretty good B.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that. Ooh, scrolling now.
Oh, yeah, it's getting big.
Now we have these motherfuckers. Now,
I don't know. The lower and mid stages are pretty good D's or C's, but then I think Nidoking and Nidoqueen are pretty good B's.
I actually think that Nidoking is an A, and then Nidoqueen is a B. Nidoqueen is very generic, and it kind of looks like Kangaskhan. But Nidoking has something crazy going on with them spikes.
I do think Nidoking is a better design. That's true.
But I think
it's also the Pokemon you use if you're speedrunning. So
right. I do think that regular rats go in with the other regular animal Pokemon, and then the bigger rats go in with. Nidorina, or is it Nidorina or Nidorino? The blue one.
Nidorina is the blue one.
Okay, it kind of just looks like Sandshrew. It's a little bit different.
That's kind of true.
Okay. Clefairy, the alien Pokemon.
I'm gonna say C.
I think C, and Wigglytuff is also in C.
Wigglytuff?
Not Wigglytuff. Clefable. Yeah.
I think that's good.
I would probably agree with that Wigglytuff statement, though.
Oh, yeah, I think Wigglytuff is in C, and then Jigglypuff is in B.
I definitely agree. I think that Jigglypuff has its own Smash competitor.
Yeah, funny Smash Brothers, and also I just think it's a good design.
Right.
If we were popular, the Hungrybox fans would eviscerate us if we put Jigglypuff any lower.
Bruh.
I just think that Jigglypuff is very with Sing being a thing like that.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff. It's iconic.
True.
It's in my mind, it's just as iconic as Butterfree. Like, when I think of, like, Indigo League, like, the flagship Pokemon of Indigo League are definitely Butterfree, Jigglypuff, the 3 starter Pokemon of Pikachu.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Vulpix.
I think Vulpix is an easy... That works for me. I was going to say B, but I was also going to say Ninetales was A. So
I
was leaning BA there, but this works.
I think they're both A. Brock's Vulpix is one of my favorite Pokemon in the entire show. Also, it's like definitely one of the cutest looking Pokemon. Also,
That's true.
The mythology that it's based around for Vulpix and Ninetales, very cool.
Yeah.
Zubat.
That's true.
F. Moving on. Golbat.
Yeah.
Golbat, I think, is a C.
Golbat's so funny.
I think it's a C. I think it is very funny. It has a massive mouth for no reason whatsoever.
It's
and then in the next generation, it
legendary.
evolves into Peak Crobat.
Okay, Oddish.
If only we had Gen 1 Golbat up here right now.
I think Oddish is a pretty easy D.
I can go.
Yeah, it's just a plant with a face.
I like Gloom,
Gloom
too much for D. I think it's that it's.
I think C is fine for Gloom, and I like Vileplume, but it's not like super cool. I think it's also C.
The
probably
the
same.
problem I have with Vileplume is that it's almost just the top of Venusaur, and we're getting back to that. Like,
That's kind of true.
at what point is this not the same Pokemon? You know, between Spearow and fucking Pidgey. All right, Paris.
Legends Arceus flashbacks.
I think Paris is mid, but I think Parasect, yeah. I don't know. I feel like Paris isn't F tier. I think it's E.
I
Yeah,
would move it
it's
to E. It is a very annoying Pokemon. Also, it's like a creepy looking fucking crab, and it has mushrooms attached. And all I can think of with crab and shrooms is genital warts, you know? And so, every time I think of Paris, I think of genital warts. So it's not exactly my favorite. Venonat.
C.
You think C for Venonat?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Are we really
It's
putting
better than-
Venonat in the same What?
Yeah, it's better than, like, Caterpie.
I disagree. I think it's much worse.
Absolutely not.
Sharky?
I wouldn't say that it's worse than Paris, but putting it on the same tier as Parasect doesn't feel right.
That's what I'm saying. I think that
I care way more about Venomoth, so this is fine.
this is true. Venomoth is cool.
I think Venomoth is a pretty easy B.
I agree.
I like it.
Diglett, B.
The shiny that I found in
Trio,
like
B.
50 seconds.
They're not that good.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I think they belong there.
They're funny, but I don't think they're like better than like Jigglypuff. Or not better than Jigglypuff, like Clefairy.
I don't know. I think that Diglett is a very, like, iconic Pokemon meme. Especially when you have, like, the images of what it looks like under the ground. Diglett
That's
could beat
true.
the shit out of you.
That's floor shit. That's 3 floor shits.
I think that it's very funny. It looks like Mr. Potato Head, and then, its evolution is just 2 more Mr. Potato Heads, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's real.
Okay, Meowth.
B.
Solid
It's cool.
As well. It's iconic. It's the other flagship Pokemon for Indigo League. Persian, on the other hand. How do you guys feel about Persian?
I think it's a bad evolution.
I also think it's a bad evolution.
It's just a cat.
What are we doing?
It's a
C
pretty
or D?
it's a pretty easy D.
Okay. Psyduck?
It's not just a duck, so I like it. Like, it's a duck with a headache, baby.
It's not... Likunmiffery 2023. It's not just a duck. It's a duck with a headache.
I think it's an easy B.
I think so, too. Now, Golduck, on the other hand, I don't think it's as good as Psyduck.
It's not as good as Psyduck, but it isn't like a terrible evolution. I think it's pretty easy C.
Yeah, I think so as well. Mankey, I'm a little bit biased.
It's funny. It's a good B.
I actually think it's an A.
It's not that good.
I'm not gonna go there.
Hilarious, and I love it, dude.
It's a funny little guy, but it's like a B. I don't think it's as good as like Vulpix or Ninetales, you know?
I don't know, because to me it kind of is. It's It's one of my favorite Pokemon.
If you make a concession here, then we can guarantee Annihilate as S tier whenever we get around to Paldea.
What? Well, I don't think Annihilate is. I do think Annihilate is S tier, actually. So it wouldn't be a concession.
Are you really going to make me put Mankey in D?
I'm not that passionate. You can put it in A if you want.
Okay, thank God. Okay, Primeape is like the funky dude from Back to the Barnyard.
True.
Primeape's really funny just because of its cry.
Where are we putting Primeape? I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Mankey.
I think it's less good. It's less good than Mankey.
But I don't...
B.
I don't think it's that much less good, though.
Okay, B is it then. Alright, Growlithe.
It's cool.
I think it's a C, and I think Arcanine is very well an S.
No,
Okay,
it's not
I agree with
good.
Arcanine.
What?
I think that
You guys
Arcanine
think this
is
is
an S.
S-tier Pokemon?
I think Arcanine is an S-tier Pokemon.
Arcanine is an easy A. It's not that good.
It's pretty fucking good. Combined with the fact that Growlithe is pretty easy to catch.
No, I'm not talking like how good it is. I don't know. In competitive, it's pretty good when Incineroar isn't around.
We're not just going on looks here. We're going on a variety of things.
I'm not going just on looks. I am going partially on competitive. It's not S tier.
I think that Arcanine is S tier.
You don't have a ball in PFP like I do, so your opinion is overruled.
Who's
Put Ninetales up. Put Ninetales up with it, and we can call it.
Okay, I can do that.
I can agree to that. We have our first
Pokemon?
move.
It's yeah, D.
I thought so too. Now I think that these other two also belong in D.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with that. Yeah.
Controversial opinion. F.
It's not that bad.
I think that it's bad. However, C.
No, Abra's not F. It's E.
Alakazam's an easy A. Yeah.
I think Alakazam is definitely an A.
I agree
Abra
with Kadabra and Alakazam.
Is not easy to catch.
Okay, but it's not. That doesn't make it.
Yeah, it's not. It's not stupid like Zubat or Metapod though.
You say that, but you have to endure like 17 levels of just knowing the move Teleport.
This thing cannot be worse than Raticate.
It is. No.
I think that it is possibly one of the most annoying to catch. Because not only does it teleport if you don't catch it on the first go, you can attack it first. If you can get it to flinch, that might work. But you have to throw a ball immediately.
We gotta at least put it D.
Besides the fact that it is uncommon as hell. So if you don't catch it on the first fucking go, you have to run back and forth through the grass and run into more and more fucking other Pokemon you don't need just to get it.
Listen, you guys are shiny hunters, okay? Why does the catch time matter, alright? Move it up to E at least.
I don't know if I can do that.
Quick Balls remedy the teleport situation pretty easily.
Quick balls do help, but you don't get them
they're
that
not
early.
extreme. I don't know.
And not at all in Gen 1.
With the more recent you go, the easier and easier it is to get quick balls early game.
That's true. Okay, Mega Alakazam?
It's I think it. Yeah, I was gonna say S
I'm on
or
the
A.
border.
I think that it's
I don't know if
definitely an S.
SMA.
I don't know if it's better enough than Alakazam to be S tier.
I think
But I
it
don't.
is.
I'm not.
I think that its
I don't
special
mind.
attack goes up a lot
That's true.
when you Mega Evolve it, and it becomes kind of overpowered. I also really love the fact that, Abra has 0 spoons, Kadabra has 1 spoon, Alakazam has 2, and then he gets 3 more and becomes Buddha, basically.
True.
I like the idea that the path to enlightenment is collecting more spoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you. This is fine.
I definitely think that the special attack is very nice. Okay, now we're getting on to the people Pokemon.
They're all in C. Machamp might be B.
I'd say Machamp is B.
Machamp,
It's enough of a step up over Machoke.
I think that if we're putting Primeape in B, Machamp has to go in B.
That's kind of true.
Alright. The living fleshlight.
C, C, and C, I think.
I think I honestly I think that this motherfucker might be a B.
Yeah.
I think,
The one that's actually just a fleshlight that kills you.
yeah. I think if Psyduck and Diglett get B, this definitely gets B.
That's a fair
You're the
point.
one who wanted Diglett B, okay?
No, both of us wanted Diglett B. You were the one that was against it.
Listen,
You're both you guys, okay?
Diglett and this guy make the ultimate, once you put them together, they're unstoppable.
So true.
You got the dildo, and then you got the fleshlight.
That's right, baby.
Okay, Tentacool.
I think this is a D and C situation.
I definitely think that's true.
Yeah.
And it's kind of I don't know. Have you guys seen Indigo League?
Some of it.
I have not seen any of the anime.
In Indigo
I know
League?
about the episode that got canceled or whatever that had Tentacruel destroying a city or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird one because it's like an evil alien Pokemon, and it's like pretty sinister. You kind of get into that like beginning point where Driftbloom picks up kids and drops them from the sky. You kind of get that with Tentacruel, and I mean it's cruel is in its name, so Okay, Geodude B.
That's a little generous, but
Banger Rock, dude.
I don't know. Graveler is in C at least. It's not nearly as good as Geodude.
I agree. Golem.
Cringe. I think it's also in C.
What?
I think that once you get to the Alolan versions, they are much
I like
cooler.
Okay.
I like the Alolan ones
Yeah.
because they're like electric like generators. It's so good.
But to me, Geodude is cool. He's pretty early to catch, pretty early rock type Pokemon. But he's only cool for a little bit, and then he evolves into Graveler and learns Explosion, and he becomes fairly
cringe.
useless. Ponyta.
I like the Fire Horse. It's like a C.
I think it's a C. It is just a horse, but it's also on fire. And I think that Rapidash is in a similar boat.
The Galarian ones are peak, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. I think Slowpoke is C.
Now Slowbro, on the other hand?
Slowbro is like an A. I like Slowbro a lot.
I also really like Slowbro. Now what about Mega Slowbro?
This thing is funny as hell. This is at least an A.
It is. It's such a goofy Mega Evolution.
Magmite. The only Pokemon in Pokemon Go that I don't have that isn't a legendary or a regional, and I don't know why.
So true. Except for the other 9 Gen 1 ones you don't have.
Those are regionals and legendaries, yes.
What? Oh, you mean regional as in they're only in like Australia or something.
Yes.
So true.
Yes.
Magnemite?
It's like a C. I don't know. It's fine.
I think it's a C, and I think that Magneton is kind of a D.
I think it's got to be
both.
at least on the same level. I like the idea that the magnet Pokemon get stuck together as they evolve. I like it.
But I also don't like that it's literally just 3 of them. Nah, I can't make that argument because of Diglett.
Yeah.
I just thought about it a little bit. This motherfucker is very forgettable. I think that he's
got a leak. He's funny.
He's a duck with a leak, and he's very forgettable, and I always forget that he exists. He also is like one of the Pokemon that, for whatever reason, does not reappear in generations very often.
Galarian Farfetch'd is cool.
But he evolves into Surfetch'd.
Which is peak.
But I don't think that this is a C. I think that this is very much so on the same level as Pidgeotto.
I think it's like better than Rattata though. And Ekans.
I don't know if it is that much.
I think D is fine.
Because if we got rid of the leak, it's in the same boat as Pidgey and Spearow. But it doesn't evolve, so it's kind of useless.
The leak.
Doduo.
Doduo's funny. It's like a C.
I can put it in C. Now what about
Dodrio
this
is also a C, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. They're not generic, but they're also not really super special. Yeah.
Any disagreements here?
No,
I
this
do
is
not disagree with that.
Okay, splooge Pokemon.
C. They're funny.
Mega splooge.
Is pretty funny.
B? B?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Shelder? I'm a big fan of Shelder.
I think C is good for Shelter.
I'm a big fan of Shelter. Another one of my favorites. Not as much as Mankey, but definitely one of my favorites. Now, Cloyster.
I think the pussy Pokemon is pretty good for B.
Cloyster.
Okay.
Okay, Ghastly is a C. Haunter is a B. And I think that Gengar is an
A.
And Mega Gengar is S tier.
Yeah.
Yep.
I definitely
Like
think
Mega Gengar, it's like the gradient.
I feel like you could
gradient
even
and the edges do it.
I
for
feel
me.
like you could even put Gengar in S tier.
I think that you could make an argument for Gengar in S tier, but it is not on the same level as Mega Gengar.
That's true. This
Yeah.
is fine with me.
Onyx.
Uh,
I'm
It's-
I'll say
leaning towards
D.
B or A.
cool. It's not that cool. It's pretty. I don't know. I was gonna say C.
What did Sharky say?
I said B.
I think I was in B as well. I think that B
That's
is
fine.
fairly good for that. Because I don't know. It's kind of like the snake Pokemon, but it's also a rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drowsy.
C.
It's like I don't know. It's
I
like
think it's
just
B.
yeah.
I think that Hypno,
But
the
not for being generic. It's just I just don't like it.
it does make me uncomfortable. And I think that the rapist Pokemon is only slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krabby.
I think Krabby's an easy C. Kingler's an easy B.
I can agree with that.
I'm gonna say Krabby and Kingler are both B. Just like Noah's doing.
I don't know. I feel like we're being really generous to it's basically just a crab Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's
Fair.
it's funny. It's real funny. And
That's kind of true.
crabs.
And I like that Kingler has the giant claw. That's
Right.
basically what's doing it for me.
Everything's gonna evolve into crabs eventually.
Yeah, carcinocism or whatever. Paris is crabs done wrong. Kingler is crabs done right. No,
For real? I don't know.
These
Voltorb
both.
and Electrode. I think that they suck.
I think they're good because they're originally meant to be like mimics. So I think they got to be at least in C. Like that was the point of them.
Yeah.
Was to mimic Pokeballs for the purpose of Pokemon being like an RPG.
To be fair,
And in the games,
reason-
they'll even like mimic Pokeloots.
To be fair, this is pre-Amoonguss, which is the superior mimic Pokemon.
Among Us.
But I gotta put in. I do have to put it on the same tier as Graveler for the case that it just blows up, and that's kind of its whole deal.
Its face is weird too.
I don't like his face. I think they were going somewhere with Voltorb, and then they fucked it up for Electrode.
Yeah, because like Voltorb has like a face, and then Electrode has like a face drawn onto it.
Yeah, like a last-minute Pokemon. Execute.
It's quirky. I like it.
I like it a lot too. Where are we putting it though?
I don't know if I like it, but it's like a B. I like it.
I like it.
I
as a
decided.
B. Now, Executor, on the
somewhere
other
in
hand,
there.
I think that Executor is an A.
Yeah.
I really like Executor. He's especially the Alolan one. Like it's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Cubone.
Cubone C, Marowak B, and then Alolan Marowak is better than both of them.
Alolan Marowak could possibly be an S. I mean, that one's great.
That's true.
Okay, now these I think that Hitmonlee is a C, but I think that Hitmonchan is a D.
I think they're both C.
You think they're both
Yeah,
C?
I think they're all. Yeah.
I think that
they're both
Hitmonlee
C.
has something going for it, where it looks less like a person. Hitmonchan is just a dude with boxing gloves. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not. I think they're both C's. I don't know. I can't just. I don't know. It being like kind of just a dude doesn't really downgrade it for me. I don't know.
I'll settle for D.
I think
for C.
it's got enough going on to where it's not literally just a dude. It's not that good. Lickitung is not that good.
You put it in Lickitung in. You scrolled away. No, it's A tier.
It's a B. But I really think it's funny.
Then we can put a Licky in S. We're just keeping the spot open.
Okay.
Licky is derpy as shit.
Coughing?
I love him.
I think they're
C.
both in B, coughing and wheezing.
I think that they're very interesting. I think that they could go in B.
I think we're just talking about the other forms, I guess. Galarian Wheezing is pretty good, though. I like it a lot.
It has a stone pipe. Yep, it's cool. Rhyhorn, I think, is a B. I think Rhyperior is a C.
Well, Rhyperior's not on the list, but Rhydon is a C. Yeah. Rhyperior is kind of cool, though.
Rhyperior is kind of cool, but like Rhydon is kind of lame. I mean, you get this motherfucker, and you're thinking, oh, this might be crazy, you know, and then it's
like an animal, but weird.
It turns it turns into Nidoqueen in a way.
True.
Okay, now this motherfucker I also hate. I think that it's an E.
It's not that bad.
I think that its evolution is far superior, and I think that this is an E.
I don't think it's worse than Drowsy. But I do think we can either move Drowsy down or move Chansey up. I'm not married either way.
Eli?
Chansey being D is better for me.
Okay. Now Tangela, I don't like this Pokemon either.
Yeah, I don't care. D or E doesn't matter to me.
Kangaskhan, I think, is a solid B.
Yeah. A Mega Kangaskhan is an easy A, I think. It's cool.
I don't like Mega Kangaskhan because as far as being a second thought, the only thing that changes is that the fucking baby jumps out of the pouch. And I feel as far as child labor laws go, maybe not the best.
I don't know. It's cracked. It's cracked as hell. It was like insane in Gen 6.
It was pretty good. Pretty useful.
I'd say it's on the same par as
each one of its attacks got a bonus attack that was half as powerful. It was insane.
I don't know. I don't like it. It's one of them. It's kind of like Blastoise, where I will never think about it, and it will never cross my mind that it's a thing. And also, the Megastone is not exactly the easiest to get.
I don't remember anything about its Megastone.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
D, yeah.
I actually think that these are both D, and that Kingdra is a C.
Kingdra's peak, I think. Kingdra's like a B.
But I think that these are both definitely
on those
D.
there.
I mean, I guess Kingdra is kind of just an animal, but it's a way cooler animal.
The gold.
Because sea dragons are peak, dude.
Yeah.
We can cross that bridge when we come to it.
I think that Staryu and Starmie are definitely C's, but I think that goldfish Pokemon kind of suck, and they're also kind of annoying. And like, as far as like evolutions go, definitely one of the most disappointing ones of all time.
Yeah, that's a little real.
Mr. Mime, the creepy motherfucker who sleeps with Ash's mom.
I think it's a good design, and I think it's fun to use. I think it's got to be at least a C.
Yeah.
I cannot bring myself to put it above D, so that's where I'm leaving it. Mr. Mime he's more of a rapist than Hypno, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, Scyther.
Scyther's cool. It's like a B. And then Scizor is like peak, and it would go in S if we were doing that right now.
Okay, what are we doing for this? Because I think this is definitely worse than Mr. Mime.
Probably E.
Yeah.
Electabuzz, I kind of like. I don't necessarily.
I think Electabuzz and Magmar are pretty easy C's.
I think as well. Pinsir, on the other hand, I am kind of in the same boat.
I think it's cool. Like, I think it's better than being. It's not like just a bug.
I think
it's got that.
I think that Pinsir is a D because you get it pretty late game and it's not very useful. Plus, it's a bug type.
That's true.
But I think that Mega Pinsir is B.
It's cool.
I will be totally honest when I say that I've totally forgot Mega Pinsir even existed.
That's a little real.
All right, Tauros. Kinda just a bull.
It's just a bull.
Yeah,
Magikarp, very iconic, very very iconic. I think it's a B.
I'd say V. Yeah,
I think that
just
This is an A.
I think that Gyarados is an A, and I think that Mega Gyarados.
Mega Gyarados has to be S.
Right.
It's not that good. It's not that good.
I don't know.
It's so
I think it
cool.
is.
I don't know. It would have been cooler if it was a dragon.
I don't know. The man that wanted to end the world via a super weapon used it.
Yeah.
Lysander moment.
And I used a Beedrill to beat a Mega Beedrill to beat Diantha. So what does that say?
I'm leaving
I
it
don't-
in
I
S.
don't-
That Lysander's cool.
I don't think it's S tier material. That's all.
I think Lapras is A tier.
Yeah, Lapras is A.
I like
Yeah.
Lapras. It's like a fossil Pokemon that isn't a fossil Pokemon. Ditto.
Ditto's a pretty easy B, I think. It's cool.
I was gonna say A.
I think that B is more realistic because it's kind of overrated. It's like the Pokemon that you think would be really cool to have, and then when you have it, you're kind of disappointed and you never use it.
It's because it takes a turn to fucking transform unless you get Imposter. And then it only gets 5, Among Us, by the way. And then it only gets 5 PP for each move. That's true.
I think that Vaporeon is an S. I think that
I do also.
Jolteon is
Yeah.
an S. I think that Flareon
Honestly, all
is
the
not.
first generation Eevee. I was gonna say they all go pretty hard for me.
Flareon is an A, in my opinion. It's not nearly as cool as the other two.
I
As long as we put Sylveon up in S when the time comes, I don't care.
don't think that was. I don't think any other outcome other than Sylveon being an S was a possibility.
Well, I'm just making sure.
All right, Porygon and B.
Yeah.
Yeah, fitting. Banned
Yeah.
episode. Okay, Ammonite.
C. It's a pretty easy C, I think.
I'm a star.
Also a pretty easy C.
Fucking this
See,
guy.
They
yeah.
also see.
Kabuto. Kabutops
I'd probably
is
say B.
Kabutops is
Kabutops
cool
is-
though.
Kabutops is like Ancient Scyther, and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Aerodactyl, A.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. Mega Aerodactyl, B.
It is not as good as regular Aerodactyl.
I don't think so either.
They just added some fucking rocks. I don't know. I like the goatee, but like it's not that cool.
Snorlax, S.
It is not that peak. It's
I'd
like
say
an A.
A.
Are we sure? Because I feel like it should be more iconic than Pikachu.
Well, I would agree, but I don't think it's S tier.
Giga Impact. The fucking smothering pancake move when we get to Sun and Moon.
Pulverizing pancake is funny, but it's not peak, you know?
You stand on his belly when you activate your Z-Ring.
That's true.
Yeah, that animation is amazing.
We might get some people mad at us for putting that one in A instead of S, but I'll let them be mad at you. Articuno!
All of them are at least A tier.
I think they're all A.
I also
honest.
think that they're all A. I don't like Moltres as much as I do the other two.
Yeah, I agree there. But I don't dislike it more than the others enough to knock it down a tier.
I agree. Alright, Dratini, I think, is a B.
I think Dratini and Dragonair are pretty easy Bs, and then Dragonite is at least A. I could even
I'll
put it in
concede to
S.
that.
I could even put it in S, but
I think that
I don't know if it's S tier material.
Dragonair is an A, and I think that Dragonite is also an A. I'm big fans of both of them.
I like Dragonite.
I don't like it shiny, but we'll get to that later. Mewtwo.
It's an A. I don't think it's that cool. Like
I
it's
don't
an
think
A.
so either. Mewtwo X. I actually would put this in B.
It's got a little too much, you know?
Yeah, it's somehow the same as Mewtwo and too much at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have said A, but I can see that.
I think Mewtwo
Y on the other
is an A.
hand, yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, I'll
And finally,
X is
Mew,
definitely be
the
a
better
perfect match
Ditto.
I don't know, like
Say A.
It's not super special, but it's cool.
Oh yeah, and regular Mewtwo and A for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've ranked
did
them
it.
all. Any final disputes and arguments?
I still think that's too high for Mega Gyarados.
I am still going to defend this.
I don't think it's that cool.
I think he's very useful. I think that
I have
Gyarados
a
by
figure
himself is
of
very
Mega
useful.
Gyarados.
And I think that Mega Gyarados further ups the ante. I feel like as far as Mega Evolutions go, Mega Gengar, Mega Gyarados, and Mega Alakazam are the only 3 that I will ever use.
Well,
in Generation
know.
1, that is.
I don't know. I just don't think it was the natural way for Gyarados to go in terms of a Mega Evolution.
But what would you have preferred? Legs?
A dragon. Not like having legs, but like going more on like the sea serpent thing, you know?
To be fair, the sprite doesn't really do it justice. It kind of is like the sea sprite thing, but it's also kind of a leech. In my opinion, it takes what's cool about Tentacruel and just adds it to Gyarados, and I think that it works for Gyarados.
I don't know. I don't know if they should have gone with more wings on it either.
It is technically a flying type Pokemon. It's water
Not
flying.
When it's Mega, it's Water Dark.
When it's Mega, it becomes a Dark type?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That is actually interesting. I don't know, because Gyarados itself as a water flying type doesn't make any sense. It should be Water Dragon. But I feel like its usefulness outweighs the fact that it doesn't look that much different.
I just don't think. I guess I think it's just not really like a natural, like taking Gyarados to the next level.
I don't know. I think that Mega Gyarados should stay in S. I think it's very good, very useful. Especially compared to everything in A.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think. I don't think it's like. I don't know. It's not like super important to me that it's not an S. I just think. I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's as good as the other Pokemon that we put in S.
I can agree with like a low S above Jolteon, but like, I still think that it's an S tier Pokemon.
I don't know.
I still don't like Mr. Mime in D. I think Mr. Mime is easily an E. But you guys wanted to put him in C, and I definitely can't do that. I think that definitely Zubat being the worst Pokemon in all of Gen 1 is probably the most real thing ever.
That's true.
Because not only is it the worst in the first games, it's the worst in every game you play from then on out. Because for some reason, they have to include Zubat in every single generation. And it has to be the only Pokemon that appears when you're running in caves.
We could go do an official order in S. I think that'd be fun. Because I definitely don't think Mega Charizard X is the best Pokemon in Gen 1.
Oh no, I think I definitely don't think so either.
You choose one, like add an SS tier for the best one.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that would just make it a little too clunky.
Clunky.
Too clunky.
Clunky.
I like Ninetales more than Arcanine, but
I feel like
I did have to make a deal. I did have to make a deal to get it up in S tier. So
I think that they're
I'd
fairly
say-
interchangeable. I think that Arcanine is still better. I do like the way that Ninetales looks more and the mythos behind it.
yeah,
I definitely think that Mega Alakazam is above that. I think that this is probably the best.
For me, I would have swapped. I would have put I would have just taken Mega Alakazam, put it below Mega Gyarados, swapped Ninetales and Arcanine, and then had Mega Charizard X above Gyarados.
Mega
And then
Charizard X
Vaporeon,
should definitely
Gengar
be above Gyarados. I think that Vaporeon is number 2 for like a lot of good reasons. It's a pretty stable Pokemon, and as far as evolutions go, it's one of the most useful ones. Also, other fun reasons.
Do you know what else Vaporeon's good for?
No, I was like, I was thinking in the back of my mind, we're all trying our hardest not to mention the joke.
I think that for other reasons, it should be the second best. I do think that Mega Gengar is the best, though.
I still think Gengar also belongs in S tier, to be honest. I think if we're putting it Mega Gengar as definitively the best, I think Gengar can also go up in S tier.
That is a fair point. I
think it's better than Jolteon and Mega Gyarados.
I can agree with it being better than Mega Gyarados. I just...
messy,
the gap
but
between Gengar and Mega Gengar is so huge.
It's exactly these 5 Pokemon wide, I think.
Fucking God. I think that this is probably the fair order for S tier to be in. I think that Arcanine, Charizard X, and Ninetales are pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think that they could go in any real order. I do think that Mega Alakazam's special attack is high enough to warrant it being here. Vaporeon is very useful and also funny. And Mega Gengar is the best.
It's badass. Yeah. The only change I would make would just be the swap of Alakazam and Gengar, but this is fine. Not Alakazam and Gengar, Alakazam and Gyarados. But yeah, this is okay.
I definitely don't think that Mega Gyarados is anywhere near as useful as Mega Alakazam.
You could say that I have bias.
That's
true.
That's a reference.
Heard about it on the Iceberg
Mankey
video
is an A tier? Hell
at some
yeah,
point.
dude. You guys let me get away with Mankey in A tier? This is awesome. This is the best day ever.
So
If
true.
Vulpix is A tier, Mankey is A tier.
True.
I don't think that conclusion follows from the other conclusion, to be honest.
I think that there may be some people upset that Mankey and Charizard are in the same tier, you know? But
I mean, I wouldn't have put Charizard in A. I would have put it lower.
I think that we can't put it lower for the sake of our throats, and we don't want to be doxxed. I do not like Charizard. He is the most overrated Pokemon in all of Pokemon. Other than Pikachu. He's also not very useful. He's also only 5'7", so you know, what's that?
I'm taller than Charizard.
I am also taller than Charizard.
I think we're
all three of us are taller.
I think we're all taller than Charizard.
And also, again, all you have to do, if Charizard was real, all you would have to do is put out the flame on his tail.
Yeah.
And then he's dead. And I think that, 1 million lions versus all of the Pokemon, I think that, I definitely think that the Pokemon are winning, but I think that Charizard is dying. I think that Charizard is not going to make it.
One of the Pokemon is God, so...
Yes, but I definitely don't think Charizard... I mean, like, the Arceus might look at Charizard and be like, only 5'7"? You're not a short king to me. And then, snaps its proverbial fingers, and then Charizard no longer exists,
Eternatus at 360 feet.
But I think
Or is it 600? No, I think it's 632. I think I got the 3 and the 6 mixed around.
I think that this is a fairly stable tier list, though, at the end of the day.
It's 328.
Yeah, I don't know. I could quibble with the edges a little bit, I think, but I'm satisfied.
I think that there's only a couple that I disagree with a lot, and that's mostly Mr. Mime being in D. But other than that, I think that the rest of this is really well done, really well placed. So I think that'll do it for this episode of I'm the Best, the Tier List podcast. Is there anything you would like to shout out, Mr. Darkrealm7, before we head out?
I still stand Mega Gyarados above Mega Alakazam. That is all that I have left to add.
Okay. Likunmiffery, any final closing thoughts?
Arcanine's too high, and so is Mega Gyarados. That's it.
Bruh.
Okay, we will see you next time on I'm the Best, the Tier List podcast. Until then, keep arguing in the comments down below. We love to see it. Even if it's negative, even if you're calling us idiots, keep doing it. Go ahead, call me an idiot. I dare you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good night or day.